Jesus Christ, it's so fucking cold here. It's taking like a ball heater or something. Welp, feels good to be back home. And of course, I'd have to end back in Detroit of all places. Lovely. Welcome back to, well, Detroit. To no one's surprise, there's only 4 things. LaQuisha, running a liquor store and selling Hennessy with her husband Jaquavius missing, not surprised personally. Herbert, the old man, who probably ended up here because of his appearance on a certain list. Which list? That's up to you to figure it out. The pit of hell and despair. And the admissible famous landmark, drumroll please. A bench. Oh! But seeing as I've already conversed with LaQuisha, stayed 20 feet away from Herbert, and sat on the bench to save my game, well... The pit of hell and despair, I just call that the New York sewers in all honesty. Bugs, bugs, and of course more bugs. Who could have seen that coming? Now, for anyone unfamiliar, we're playing a video game. Crazy, I know. More specifically, a Metroidvania. Dare I say the best of them. Lots of attacks, you get to dodge them. Attack when you nail in the full cardinal directions, south, west, east, and mango. And by hitting stuff, you get soul, energy that's used to heal yourself. You can also jump, hit the enemies, and bounce off of them. Got it? Good. Here's God. As I make my way down the lovely and infested streets of the NYC sewers, I find the one and only Jaquavius, apparently selling a map to me if I'm down for it. Believe it or not, but when I saw that, my mindset was, I don't need no map, I'm a grown-ass man. And to that I say, even a grown-ass man can be fucking lost every once in a while, especially when this one in particular gets distracted by anything remotely new. So for a small loan of $1 million, relative to my savings at the time, I begrudgingly accept the payment. I think that's the first time I've ever used the word begrudgingly in my life. Begrudgingly. Begrudgingly. Nah, I think I'll stray away from fancy words, thank you very much. After getting lost a quite measurable amount and killing more bugs than a skilled programmer, I accidentally come across this room. At first glance and to many small-brained people, this just looks like a complex maze, but to my big brain, which believe it or not is the same size as the state of Mexico, I instantly see the gears locking together and forming a solution. So with a 1, an awkward pause, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, we've already discovered how to bounce off of spikes, and that helping these little critters is the grand level of good we can do in this world. As well as the grand level of bad, but that's for later. And a second later, I find myself sitting at a bench once more and paying taxes to unlock the one and only public transportation, or as one likes to call it, fast travel. I now have on hand the knowledge of the jump, the bounce jump, fast travel, basic kindness. I think that's more than enough to get us started on the first ever boss, the Grozmother. Seemingly similar to my ex-wife in the smell and size department, the Grozmother is a skill check that, if you fail, you may consider touching grass and being useful to society. It gives herself head concussions and is more free than Costco samples, so if you fail, that's on you. She also introduces you to Unvor, which is an action and a word I regret knowing about, and for your safety, I hope you never learn about it either, or have to Google it. Let's move on. Going deeper, we encounter Slide, a fun guy that tells us that next time we head back up to Detroit, aka Dirtmouth, we will have access to his wares, which we all know what it means. New cool stuff! But beforehand, I had to get stuck for 5 minutes straight trying to figure out how the fuck to do this jump, not knowing it wasn't possible without being a showerless loser. Some may say speedrunner, I say the two words converge within each other. I also attempted to practice my bounce stacks on an elevator's runway just to make sure I could mess up saucy style whatever jumpless hoe tries to bang me up in the near future. Have you ever thought if a phrase you said has ever been said in human history before? Yeah, I think this was the first. But as a distracted boy usually does, I get sidetracked from my objectives to go back up and find a dude bro with a pattern of attack so simple that had I been hit once, I really would have been forced to end the video. Also helped a little grubber as well, the good actions of today last eternal, or whatever. There's no teabag in this game, I make do with what I have. Speaking of lasting eternal, I arrive at the Temple of the Black Egg, where I meet an ominous seal and an epic dude with a sick-ass hat called Cruel. And that's when we start low diving. Cruel lets us know that this egg is apparently a restraint of some kind for something of some kind made for a reason of some kind. Vague out of 10, I love it here. He also acknowledges the fact that we are wham. Thank you, I've been working out. It was about time we made a friend in these uncharted lands, and a guy as cool looking as him is the perfect fit for someone as buff as me. These stick can't spell doom, don't fuck with them. Finally heading out, I arrive at the grub home, where all of the critters I've saved so far seem to have happily returned to their grandfather, who thanks me with money, yes, money! This is a good incentive to do good. Payment! Then again, being in a bogland, I don't know what the salary nor what the minimum wage is. After a whole lot of getting lost, I finally get back up to Loquishas and buy myself a charm. These bad boys are essentially here to upgrade yourself and enhance your little guy, just like Viagra. And this one allows me to see where I'm going on the map. Although this doesn't mean I won't get lost, absolutely. And seeing as we got charms now, that means we got stronger. And because we got stronger, we also gotta fight new bosses. Introducing the False Knight. With a basic moveset comprising of 3 attacks, a jump, a smack with a shockwave, and a temper tantrum, is really easy. The only mistake you would make in that fight would be your roll, but fighting this guy made me realize something. In every single battle and boss fight from this point on, my logic was insanely simple. You hit them and you analyze. If there's no window to heal, then you've just gotta get good. Fun fact, during the fight I tapped out unintentionally, and when I came back, the boss was gone. I knew it, he fled in fear. But he actually didn't, he just fell down, so I just followed through and put an end to his misery. Rest well, fair soldier, you were a tough battle. Fucking loser right here. Man, they've gotta start ramping up the difficulty in this. This is easy, I don't know why people complain. Going past the boss, I meet up with a dude called the Snail Shaman, who tells me he's got a surprise for me as he makes a spirit appear. So of course I take it. And I black out. When I wake up, I am now in a cage and somehow my butt feels sore. I try to escape, and as I accidentally fat finger my keyboard... Ladies, gentlemen, and that technical rainbow in between, let me introduce you to spells. This one I like to call Yeet. Conjuring the bad memories of the white van back in 2009, you unleash a soul that goes forward, dealing damage and fucking obliterating everyone in its path. And ooh, a new charm, hell yeah. Seeing as we're now more than able to unleash retribution, the Snail Shaman profusely apologizes and assures me that the butt pain was just that I shot at myself insanely hard as I was passed out. Which, knowing myself, doesn't sound unlikely as I give him a good old slap and return to being lost again. Remember when I mentioned the minimum wage? Yeah, well, after going to Slice shop that he had opened, I can safely say that the economy is fucked. 1800! Where am I supposed to get 1800? That's literally impossible! I'm much calmer now. I found a bank. I will deposit all of my hard-earned money, a grand total of 250. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Wouldn't you know it, even Quirrell is baffled by the fact of the prices. He's so shocked he can't even stand straight and forced to take a knee. That's how bad the economy is. Using what little money I have left, I unlock a new fast travel site close to the place where the jellyfish have evolved to get built in C4 in their blood. Although the green of this place is nice, it also is green enough to hide people in its foliage who, upon seeing you, decide that you should become the next fertilizer. And to that I say, jump attack. It's a really good move and more universal than you'd think it is. Since today's a new day, it's time for a new good deed, like saving a fellow bug from what can only be described as the type of shit you'd find in an Indian Airbnb, along a family of cockroaches whose stay in this particular hotel room has been longer than the entire existence of the late Queen Elizabeth II. Jesus, a mouthful. But as I expected praise in the shape of dollar bills, this fuck decides to attack me, saying that he had it under control. Little did I know, this guy called Zote the Mighty and his weapon Lifeender will be the result of a character growth rollercoaster like I've never seen before. But that is a story for later. Literally. But time passes and so does the money, as my adventure to Garden Central has amassed me a good chunk of money, which I decide to not be stupid with and store at the bank. Is that a woman I see? Meet Hornet, she has a problem with dudes and last I checked, I have a penis. This is apparently enough to rile her up so much to the point where she wants me to roleplay a voodoo doll. Spoiler alert, you get stabbed. Hornet has technically only 4 moves, a lunge, a needle yeet, a dash down and an AoE, all with a sound cue to help you focus. Now that doesn't mean she's hard, she's quite linear and I got her on my second try, although watching this fight made me innately triggered at my inability to see the obvious windows of opportunity. Finally beating her makes her realize that she does not want that smoke as she decides to leave. And with her gone, we can get a first ever movement reward, a dash. I also found Quirrell again. We hung out. It was nice. But before I could realize it, I somehow had collected more than 880 more money. So with a quick trip to the bank and a faster one to Slice shop, I acquired the Loomfly Lantern. I don't even know what it does. Going back down, I also made this dude who shits on public transportation. Like I'm not a pussy for taking them, I'm just not stupid enough to walk everywhere like an idiot. Although I already do a lot of that. The good thing is that with the dash I can now access that shop I was so eager to get into earlier yesterday. What the fuck is that shit? Meet Salura. She's here to sell you charms, basically those little trinkets used to upgrade ourselves, with most of the words being at an actually affordable price, emphasis on most. Turns out the lantern I bought from Sly is actually helpful and now helps me see in areas that were too dark to explore earlier on. So of course, the place in question is indeed a mine with crystals aplenty and unpaid labor. But after getting skill checked by regular enemies and missing a crucial movement upgrade, I decide to not mine in craft today sadly, and try to find a new place to check out. And somehow I end up getting lost in what can only be described as how did you get there, because you definitely shouldn't be there. Hello people, I got lost again. I know I'm good like that. Who the fuck is this? It's been a while since a boss battle, so these mushroom dudes will have to do for brief fun. Now these dudes are not hard, but this battle helps to highlight how much the dash is now crucial for combat, especially when it comes to closing gaps or dodging moves, something I've been known for not doing enough of. Nevertheless, good fight. Turns out Gollum here is actually a shopkeeper and he sells charms that break upon death. Sounds shit on paper, but are actually quite insane, with one increasing our damage, one increasing our health, and one increasing the money we get by slaying foes. Not the best, but hey, it's fun and that's enough for me. As I've mentioned, the dash is quite crucial now, but this next boss fight really proves it. This is Elder Hugh, and his attacks are not meant to be taken, because they hurt. His moveset only has 2 attacks, with a substantial AoE that slams certain parts of the ground, and an attack that slowly creeps to the middle of the screen. Now my first mistake was of course fighting him, but the second one was thinking there was a window to heal, as I like to say, a mistake. But soon as I grasped the fact that there was little to no healing mid-fight, I had to learn his moveset, and truth be told, I didn't struggle that much, henceforth why I got him on my second try. At first, this room smelled like a trap, so I tried running, especially when the ground started shaking. But after a few seconds, it turns out it was just another friend. Meet Cloth. She's cool looking, has a big bonk, honestly what's there not to like. Plus she said we're friends, so that makes me happy. Moreover, she said that there was a warrior tribe deep down, and if you know me, you know I love a good fight. But after a few pitiful adversaries, I eventually find this little shining gem, rewarding me with the second movement upgrade, the Mantis Claw, or as gamers call it, wall jump. Now this is insane, I can now access literally everywhere I want, but right now I would appreciate a map more than this. Please help me, it's been 12 days, I don't know where I am anymore. Turns out everything is fine because I find my friend again. Cruel also lets us know that even though some beasts have started to become berserk by a certain sickness in the air, the people here aren't affected at all and fight you for the love of the game. I can be a hater, but that's insanely respectable. The recently acquired wall jump is now crucial to advancing certain parts of this game. And with a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you can now easily get past majority of the parkour areas, emphasis on the word majority. But just because it's crucial doesn't mean it's necessary, as regular 1-2 is able to take care of majority of the people here. Holy shit, that was cool, I've never done that. New areas often mean new enemies. Introducing... the fucking sentient nuke! But that doesn't matter, because I found my friend again. It's always nice to have a little bromance. Thanks to Cruel's intel, we now know that we've entered the capital, as he says that he also feels like he's been drawn here and that he's kinda scared to descend. Maybe out of fear of knowing new stuff? That's understandable. I also tweak when I have to remember something as simple as my McDonald's order in front of the somehow gorgeous cashier. As I go down, I start hearing some sounds in the distance. Sounds that sound like someone's hammering something? Upon further investigation, it seems like a house of some kind. And wouldn't you know it, it's a smithing guy, and that means it's time to upgrade our weapon. I had to kill a few civilians, but that upgrade better be worth it. My nail is now stronger than I'd ever think it- okay, cutscene, sure, okay. Why are you here? Do you want that smoke? I've got an upgraded nail and the power of God and anime on my side. Fucking with me is a mistake. This stick can't spell doom and you know it. I am fluent in over 30 million forms of kicking you around- Oh, you're just yapping, okay. Huh? What? Sorry, I was associating. Could you repeat that? Well, fuck you too, I guess. Memorial to the Hollow Knight. So I'm not the Hollow Knight? Then why am I on the title of the game? That don't make no sense. But that doesn't matter because money! Meet Lem. He's here to buy the random shit which in turn give me money. And you know I like money. Going deep in the city, I figured I'd fight another dude. Turns out I find the one and only Jaquavius, or to give him his rightful name, Cornifer, who hands me a map of this place. Also look at this. There's nothing special about this, I just thought it looked cool. I think I ventured a bit too far into this place because I now need to rely on elevators. I can't trust them. them, they're always up to something. New places mean new foes, and this new dude floats around, limps around, has a noble around him, and is a pain in the ass. I hate it, but the game is the game, so I can't really do anything about it, except kill his ass, and pray there's less of him later down the line. Spoiler, there isn't. I think I've ventured a bit too far. This is a boss arena. Holy jeez, I've traveled a bit too far indeed. Well, I'm ready for a boss. I've just got the lock in, and it should go great. I think I should have deposited my money, actually. The Soul Master isn't anything crazy. He has 4 moves max and each one of them is easily avoided, with only one of them being kind of an issue. He's got a few phases, but that doesn't mean he speeds up or anything. With a bit of skill, anyone can do this, especially me. You just need to lock it a bit and he will go down without an issue. Nice jukes, bitch, but I've seen better. Upgrade! The Grand Slam is the coolest shit ever. It's as simple as it gets, yet it's still insanely badass. God, I feel cool. Also, where am I?
Hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no.
I hate it here. The only relevant thing in this piece of shit place is Flukeworm, a secret boss that I wasn't supposed to fight yet, that I struggled on for more than 2 hours and a half and lost $2,000 to, not knowing that every time I died I took the long way back instead of the short one, which made my suffering so much more worse, and I'd like for us to move on and forget this unloved MILF ever existed. I think I'm in a vest next day, please. On day 4 I died to Flukeworm and I cried. I went too deep, and now I'm lost beyond words. I don't even know if there's anyone else here other than me, but that's probably not possible. Is that fucking Cornifer?
Good evening.
I'm pretty sure you can bounce off of these. Update, you can! Mama raised a gamer, one that knows how to do these moves with so much ease you'd think I practiced beforehand, and you'd be right. That elevator can tell you all about it. Update, I can't fucking go up there for some reason. This wasn't worth it. I feel stupid now. And what is this supposed to be? Did this shit take all of my goddamn money?
Wow, incredible.
Hey, remember that one time where I kept dying all over again? Yeah, this is part 2 of this. This time with spikes. I have to jump and bounce off of this spike to go back up. Update, I'm lost again, but I found this cool ass Coliseum where people partake in it for money and more. I think I'll try and mess with it.
Hey guys.
These tournaments were hard, but not impossible. I bested 2 of the 3 and got myself a whole lot of money, as well as an upgrade material for my nail. It costs a lot, but I figured the investment was worth it. I'm gonna breeze through this 3rd one, just you wait and see. I found this lake. Me swim good. I also managed to finally kill the bitch, and let me tell you, it's almost like coming back later when I'm more upgraded is a valid strategy. Crazy, right? That looks like a floppy penis. Also, the reward isn't that good for me. I literally just suffered for no reason, basically. Someone has got to tell me to stop trying to do speedrun stuff, especially when said speedrun stuff doesn't even work and I'm being obnoxious and stupid for no reason. Who will tell me to stop it? Good question. As I went back down to explore C4 Jellyfish Heaven, I came across this sort of black barrier that I can't go through for some reason. It seems like the game itself is trying to tell me to look else fucking where, which is fair enough. Going back down to the Mentor's village, I eventually descended into the room of... Oh. Do you really want that smoke? Holy shit, that's my favorite boss in the game thus far. Now I can finally progress to fucking bullshit, fucking bullshit, fucking bullshit. What scares you in life? If it's bugs, that's fair. If it's clowns, that's fair. But frankly, you'll find worse in a pit of shit called Deep Nest. Even Condifer hates it, that's how bad. Combining the constant noise of baby slugs of spikes and blood in my ear, Deep Nest is no stranger to the word hell no. But every bad thing still has a good thing somewhere, as I'm happy to see that my favorite crackhead still is doing good.
Go on, go on,
Why does he kinda sound like a minion? At least I'm out of Deep Nest and can go back home to my friends and oh my, people! You guys look weird and the music is sketchy, but a bench is a bench and I'm not gonna complain now. Mom, come pick me up, I'm scared. A friend! I didn't know there were others. We can finally play gay chick. Where did you go? Oh, you little prankster. You just went ahead. I'ma get you. What the fuck is happening? Hey gang, can you just please be a friend? I'd really appreciate that. Please allow me a moment, as I will now scream with the might of a 7-year-old girl. Prepare your ears. I found a... Zote was stuck, so... Is that a... Another crackhead?
It's been...
I just hope.
Whoa. I can hardly believe it. Woo! I should get out of Deep Nest, I'm getting crazy. I've been lost in Deep Nest again, but at least I found a fight, a good one at that. Welcome to Galleon's fight. He uses a big ass spinning blade as well as two smaller ones that are barely existent. He's not hard, but the saw can be quite unpredictable, leading you to blurt out loud how that hit me, even though you're damn well aware your own skill level is making you say this. But with a bit of prediction, a good use of dashing, it's not that hard. You can even squeeze a heal in there and send him back to the graveyard. Now don't ask me why I'm back in the mines, because I don't really know myself. Maybe I yearn for it, who knows? Okay, so I just gotta time this. It's been a while since I talked to a friend, don't you think? Coral is here again, as always, happy to see us. He also lets know that these people are being kind of mind controlled to keep working, but he also asks himself, how does he know all of this? Truth be told, I think the answer lies deep below this place, right next to a fuming ball of foreshadowing. Last I checked, it's been almost 2 days and a half since we had anything of importance added to our arsenal. And at last, the third movement upgrade is ours, the Crystal Heart. Now you may wonder what it does, but actions speak louder than words. This is great, absolutely nothing could ruin this fine evening. Have you ever went somewhere worse than Deep Nest? No? Would you like to? There's something about crippling loneliness that makes this place even scarier than the home of the wretched that I dare call Deep Nest, although they share the common trait of allowing interesting creatures to roam their lands without paying taxes when they should be. Today, I'll be the IRS and I will take their money after giving them due punishment for staying alive for so long, the punishment being a nail to the vital organs. Last I checked, it's been 15 seconds since the last boss. Let's change that, shall we? The broken vessel's only goal in life is to see if you're dumb enough to jump during the fight, and if you are, you may encounter his nuts in your face midair. Combine that with spooky ghosts that come to bother, a bunch of orange balls, and you have yourself a boss fight that scales high on the tier list at a B tier. You do need good footwork though, kind of like me, but not necessarily like me. Ooh, don't earn him now. Ooh. Luckily, my second try was more than enough to get this guy into the ground forever. I'll kill you again. Now the question is, what is it that he was protecting behind this wall of goo and mystery down there? Is it the Snickers bar? A subscription to Aalahn on YouTube and a like on the video? Or could it be something more like the final movement upgrade in the game? The answer was the final movement upgrade, the Monarch Wings, or as gamers call it, the double jump. And this is a life changer. I am now armed with a dash, a wall jump, a double jump, and a wall dash that has no length limit. The only thing that could stop me right about now would be a fight against the same guy again, but in the version that makes him way more aggressive and is actually a challenge to fight. Apparently I never learned and I'm still bad. I did the Colosseum for an hour and a half more today and came up with 0 victory, plenty of regrets, and the need to actually do something with my life. So day 10 was good, let me tell you! Day 10 begins with me upgrading my lightsaber so that I can now fast travel to anywhere I've set a Mark II before. I should have noted this somewhere because I never actually used it, and when I did it was after I beat the game. I'm not beating the stupid allegations, that's for sure. But as I explore a new area, my very good friend Florge lets me know of something nearby that I may want to bother seeing. And after finding this little place and hitting this thing a couple of times... Oh god, what did he make me do? You fucking skank! I swear, if he's fucked my game, I'm gonna skin him alive. What the fuck? This is so ominous and somehow it also doesn't feel like it's part of the game. This guy is playing the accordion with the bug, okay. You look like you come from a failed deviant art contest that ended with both of the organizers admitting to watching furry porn. He didn't like my joke, so he's sending me to run errands now with the child he doesn't want to take care of, aka this little fuck. So I now have to kill wandering or lipping flame holders for some reason, which I managed to do very fast. And as I go back to Grim, my reward for my tedious work is... Child level 2? Well, he's sending me to do his bidding again for some reason, but if this doesn't get me a good reward, I will riot. It's been 50 minutes, this shit better be worth it! And worth it was, because my reward for doing this was an ass kicking I was never ready for. That's it. I'm pulling out the vocals.
Put your bitch ass into the ground. Put your bitch ass in the ground. Yeah. Put your bitch ass in the ground, in the ground. Put your bitch ass in the ground, in the ground. Put your bitch ass in. Put your bitch ass in. Put your bitch ass in the ground. Putting your bitch ass, putting your bitch ass, putting your bitch ass in the ground. Putting your bitch ass, putting your bitch ass, putting your bitch ass in the ground. Your bitch ass in the ground. Put bitch ass. I don't like the Lilo NC3 remake. I don't like it. Put your bitch ass into the ground. Put your bitch ass into the ground. Put put your bitch ass in the ground, in the ground. Put your bitch ass in the ground, in the ground. Put your bitch ass in. Put your bitch ass in. Put your bitch ass in the ground. Putting your bitch into a ditch. I put a witch, I put a spell upon a bitch into the ditch. I threw a witch. Put your bitch ass in the ground, in the ground. Put your bitch ass in the ground, in the ground. Put your bitch ass in. Put your bitch ass in. Put your bitch ass in the ground. Putting your bitch ass, putting your bitch ass, putting your bitch ass in the ground. Putting your bitch ass, putting your bitch ass, putting your bitch ass in the ground. Your bitch ass, Lilo and Stitch. I don't like the remake of Lilo and Stitch. I don't like it. I don't like it because it's a cash grab and Ohana doesn't mean family anymore. Oh wait, I'm supposed to say put your bitch ass into the ground.
I saved this young woman from the depths of Fungus Land and she apparently seems to have taken a liking to me. So of course,
I followed home.
I really respect the Mantis people a lot, because even when they get fucking queffed, they still show you respect, something I return in kind. Respect is like bisexualism, it goes both ways. Something's rumbling in that cage. The smell of a beast. The smell of a monster. The fuck? Zot, you better not be shit, I beg of you and your bravado. I'm saddened, but this is also therapeutic in some way. Little did I know, Zot would get me back by doing the worst thing ever. Cucking me. Why are you two bonding? I saved you and I kicked you in the balls multiple times. What's happening? He's raising her up and I don't like it. I know. I'm gonna get back at him by pranking him. I'm gonna burn his house. If you don't know, my lightsaber allows me to see into the dreams of certain things and people. And if I go into the dreams of Zot, Welcome to peak Hollow Knight, ladies and gentlemen. Do the words Path of Pain mean something to you? If it doesn't, then let me clue you in. The Path of Pain is a parkour section of Hollow Knight meant to be insanely hard, where you have to time everything like a champ to make it through. Here is how my first attempt went. Pretty crazy, right? Yeah, this is Fireball on YouTube, this isn't me at all. Although it taking me only 24 minutes for me to complete is still pretty good in my eyes. I was very productive today. I killed a few bugs that were standing in my way, unknowing that it was apparently supposed to be hard. I first tried it. Then I hit a corpse. course. I got sent straight to heaven to have a discussion with one of the 3 Jesuses. I chose violence. Later, I find myself lost in the fog canyon where I met a friend again. Yay! Quirrell lets us know that somehow he feels connected to this place, as if new memories started to emerge within him. But after entering this temple, Quirrell finally realizes that all along, he was bound to come back here, and helps me kill Jesus number 2 to open the Black Ink Temple, so that I may take care of whatever's in it. But with this realization, Quirrell lets me know that since regaining his memories, it also made him realize that he's not as young and spry as he thought he was. The opposite, actually. Asking me to take care of this wacky situation, I take it upon myself to fulfill my friend's wish as I head out to Deepness for the last time to slay Jesus number 3. And if he still is kicking around after that, he'd like for us to go and enjoy the lake together for a final bit of romance. I don't know about you, but that smells like a final boss to me. The ominous veil of orange and black starts to settle in the temple. Only a handful of white stars and signs manage to emerge from the darkness within, seemingly being the first time they've lit up since this place was shackled off to the world. All the questions will be answered now, in this next room. What was sealed inside of this temple? What was the Hollow Knight's sacrifice? Why is the economy so fucked? Oh well, that makes more sense now. Turns out, the Hollow Knight sacrificed himself to stop people from going badonkers, and became the seal inside the temple. And the economy is fucked because this dude used the entire kingdom's money for his Gucci chains to hold him in the air like a BDSM enjoyer. Sadly for him, I have a date at the lake later today, and I for sure don't want to be late. DJ, turn that shit up! What the fuck? Woman! Are you stealing my kill? What the... Are you sure? What the... Where am I? What the fuck is this? Don't tell me I gotta fight the fucking sun. What the fuck? Five out of 10, I've seen better. You know, I've just come to accept that this is part of the game. Like, at this point, I'm not surprised anymore.